WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of Resonance Rises. So I was talking a bit with the people on the server about some things like the meaning of life, the universe, the fact that when you spell out math, take the alphanumeric representation, basically turn them to numbers and add them all up, you get 42. Yeah, basically some stuff like that. And I pretty much decided that I've been getting burned out lately with trying to do the best and greatest, quote unquote, that I can possibly do. I've been, I haven't been enjoying myself, and that is not something that I really like, not enjoying myself. Who would have guessed? So, what I did was, as you could tell, I took a quick week break, thought about the meaning of life, the universe, and something about cows, and decided to just see what happened. And I decided that trying to go for the approach of just building regtech, and stuff like that, basically trying to have it in such an ordered fashion that it drains my very soul from me, something that we only really do in Thaumcraft, I decided to try to do something else for this video. Mainly, me doing all the stuff that I normally do away from your prying eyes. So what I'm going to try to do, and I'd like to have your comments in the comment section, because having them in other places like your bathroom wall is a little much. I just want to see how you like it, see what you think of it, see if you want more of it, and if you do, we'll see how things go. So let's get started. I did quite a bit of stuff over the week in my base over here. I don't know if, did I show you this? I probably did. I'll act like I showed you that. And anyways, managed to get a lot of liquid experience. Managed to build a rudimentary cow farm. Now this cow farm is mutastical in its nature, so what I really did was I have this breeder here. What it obviously does is it feeds wheat to the many cows, and there's this chronotyper over here which is set to pull all the babies from their mothers. And let's just show an example. When they finally grow up into the prime age of 1 day in Minecraft, it then gets killed by the grinder. All the stuff goes into these little quasi-hoppers. I can't even remember the name of them. And they get fed into these deep storage units where we get nice beef and leather soup for all to come. So this raw beef, I make something called bloodstone. I'll show you that later. But there's not much else other than this Dartcraft stuff, which is something else entirely, and I can't really do its justice with just looking at it, and especially seeing as I did quite a bit of work with it. I'll try to explain actually. Basically, you have an upgrade tome that you get by right-clicking a book on the ground with a wand that you can get, and you throw it in, and by combining Dartcraft memorabilia like a bow, force bows, with other parts that make it awesome, you can get various, basically if you look over here, there's force points. You get force points the more, the higher the tier of the book it becomes, the more upgrades you can stick on your bow, for instance. As you can tell, I've been really working on the bows. This is my pride and joy, the Thadwin's Bane, basically named after a YouTuber, not very well-known YouTuber, whose name is Thadwin. Well, then again, his name could be Bane, judging by how this is going, but I do not think Batman impressions are necessary at this point. Power 5, Flame 1, Imbued Bow. I only have Imbued Bow 2? That sucks. Oh well, we got Life Drain on there. I guess that is one point of improvement that I can make on this. But I also made a Dartcraft bow. And an interesting thing is that this can actually have repair on it. And it repairs from the aura. Now, one thing I noticed, I made this using LXP, and I'm guessing that you cannot actually do good enchantments with LXP, because this takes remarkably more hits than Thadwin's Bane, or Blaine, or Jane, or stuff like that. It takes a lot more hits than Thadwin's Bane to do anything. I'm going to go in here, and then just look around at what we have. Now, I did a bunch of dimensional door stuff off camera. Well, I did a bunch of off camera work, but you're not to know that. And one of the things that I found was this area. A lot of door tropolis. Oh, dang it, I don't have any building blocks. That could be a problem. So there were a few upgrades to the lovely little... Ooh. So that didn't exactly work out as planned. I was going to say that there were some issues with something called monoliths. Basically, whoop, no, sludge. I hate sludge. Ugh. Ugh. Here, have some wheat. No, seriously, have some wheat. Actually, I guess offering? Okay. As long as it doesn't poison me in the foreseeable future, I think I will be good. So, as I was going to say, apparently there is some glitch with the current version of Dimensional Doors. Maybe it's this server specifically. I'm not entirely sure on what the actual issue is. Let's see. What's our fog? Ah, much better. So, it appears that there is an issue currently with Dimensional Doors that whenever you gen new Dimensional Doors, it crashes. But that might be due to a new creature that... It's called monoliths. A monolith, which is kind of scary. Basically, it's something that you can find in Limbo, and it might be found in new Dimensional Door dungeons. Now, what it is basically a black thing. A very black thing that when it starts to open up, it starts to really scare you. Anyways, it has a giant red eye, getting away from the innuendos a bit. It has a giant red eye that slowly opens up, and when it opens up, it sends you to Limbo. Or the beginning of Limbo if you're already in Limbo, because it continuously sends you to Limbo no matter what you are trying to do, which is kind of unfortunate when you're trying to explore a Dimensional Door dungeon. But anyways, so let's see. I've got some aura goggles, which are helpful. Goggles of revealing. I've got... Unfortunately, when I planted that silverwood sapling, I didn't know that it was right next to node right here, which is spewing lightning regularly. It looks like a normal node. But if we look over here, let's actually explore my Thaumcraft room, which is in this domain here. This is my Thaumcraft room. As you can see, it's very thaumy, and I have some water crystals, which I'm going to put on here to complete the look, though I removed them temporarily because they were causing some flux. I don't really have any flux prevention systems, or flux flogention, or laxatives. Anyways, something about those. I don't have any prevention of flux currently, and only thing that I have is the aura node, which might be siphoning from other nodes. Anyways, these create flux, and this area is, well, it took me a while to make the floor. What it is made from that bloodstone that I was talking about earlier, as well as some smoky quartz in blocks, and also gaseous glowstone. I managed to use gaseous glowstone to its fullest extent in this room. Now, unfortunately, I had to use some mage light so that I'd be able to, frankly, actually have this place not spawn. For instance, you can see it's very dark here, and mobs will probably spawn, and many times did I have a creeper blow up in my face when I was in this room. It's unfortunate, and especially, I don't really like having things blow in my face. You probably know what I mean. Anyways, this is a steel tank that I had a lovely time filling with delicious black stuff, and I found a... Yeah, that's something we should show off. Yeah, that is definitely something we should show off. And once we show that off, I think we're going to do a bit of nether hopping to try to farm some stuff. So, myself and Uis, as if he planted that there. This thing, when you touch it, it gives you wither, which is an unfortunate side effect of death blooms. Anyways, so we made a mining age. It didn't exactly work out as we planned. We planned it to be a nice jungle area and with plains and etc. We got the jungle area. This is supposed to be for all of our mining endeavors. And we also have a lovely thing that will bring us home just in case we are stupid. We've also got redwoods. Yeah, we didn't plan on redwoods. And also, it's a little messy here, especially when hell and heaven collide, which it tends to do in this sort of age. You know, there's hell right there next to the promised lands, and it's quite disturbing in its effectiveness on really screwing you up. But there's a lot of oil as well, as you can see there, and other things. So what we're going to do is probably, when we're going and, yeah, I want to go and go and go and go and go and go onwards until your ears start to bleed. No, not that. I want to go into the Nether and have a bit of exploring fun time. Not really fun time or exploring, but we're going to go and try to mine some wither skeletons, because what I seriously really want to do is make some stuff that require nether stars. You may know that nether stars are get away from me. Get away, way. Get away, way. And I'm fire. I'm on fire. Get away, way. As if I said that. Think calming thoughts. Before attacking the pigmen, think calming thoughts. Die. So, calming thoughts notwithstanding, I'm gonna go kill some wither skeletons, hopefully. And, well, yeah, let's not go into the lava. Maybe we can do something a little more productive with our time. Okay, here we are, in another fortress that I managed to find myself in. And we're going to attempt to get some lovely, delicious heads that we can start to nom on. Nom nom nom. Okay, so let's go up and try to find some wither skeletons. Now, the problem with wither skeletons is the fact that they're skeletons. No, that's a different thing entirely, and you should be very proud of myself for coming up with such a clever deduction. Come on, do I even listen to myself? Well, I'd try to respond to that, but seeing as I don't listen to myself, it's kind of hard to respond to something you don't listen to. A folly that every single child manages to mess up when they are ignoring their parents, or attempting to, because sometimes they are just loud at night, if you know what I mean. Okay, so, perverted jokes aside. Hey! Hey-oh! Hey-oh! Get away from me. I do not want your cream all over my body. It's kind of disgusting. So I haven't actually found a single wither skeleton here for quite a long time. I'm guessing that the spawn is not exactly the most healthy, other than the blazes that are there and etc. So I'm thinking we should go and have some quality time withering away. You know, trying to get some roses, pick through the daisy and all that jazz. Ha! Behold, a wild wither skeleton in its natural habitat. You can see it there standing next to its natural prey, the blazes. It is just standing there, looking off to the lovable meat sacks that are the pigmen. See it, turn around, observing its habitat, looking for predators that may swoop in and attack, giving no notice at all. Ha! Take that, sucker! Okay, so we found some wither skeletons, and I'm guessing I'm gonna have to use my lovely purple blade here. Oh gosh, why did I name this a blade? Better than my pale lance. That's another thing entirely, and I guess I will have to live with that decision for the rest of my life. So, we found a good place for wither skeletons, and it is nice and withery today in this. Oh my gosh, this is a little... Hey, look! It's hard to tell which one's the prey and which one's the stalker. Okay, no heads. I think I'm gonna go gather some heads. Actually, let's look for some more because they're starting to weed themselves out. Let's have a little fun. So what I have here is a metallurgic infuser. No, it doesn't make you allergic to infusing because that's kind of, not so fun. Anyways, so what this is making is currently making some bronze ingots out of copper ingots. Now you're probably wondering why the heck is that? It's just, probably a little cheap, but whatever. Actually, it has to have tin dust in its supply, and from what I've seen, it's like it gives 6 bronze per tin dust, though it might actually be 4, so that means like a 5-to-4 ratio, which is pretty good considering. Anyways, we're just going to take whatever bronze dust we have here, and I'm just gonna grab a bit of copper since I want to do a bit of late game crafting. Okay, let's get back to work. So there were a few issues I had to rectify, unfortunately. Not sure what the overarching issue was because of that, but oh well. So we're going to need 2 of these sturdy machine casings. Here we are. And we're also going to need, what are we going to need? That is a good question, Way. Something that you probably should have thought of before you were building all this. Okay, we're going to need 1 carpenter. And of course that goes on the ground. And, carpenter. Yeah, good. And we're also going to do, I have no idea what he's counting down. Size, you moron, you. Not moron, crazy maniac thing. Sorry, Size. Oh, I'm just losing it already. This is going to go so horribly, you have no idea. Or you probably do have an idea because you are a regular to this show. So, in the spirit of that, hey, do I actually? Yes, I do. Perfect! Perfect, you. Perfect, you. Perfect? You perfect. You perfect. You! Oh my goodness, let's continue in the spirit of this magical witchcraft and wizardry and go and gather some of our supplies. Ooh, I didn't show you, I didn't show you. I feel like a kid in a chocolate factory. Now, mind you, it's not actually completely finished, but here, let's get that. No. Here is my Thaumcraft room. Did I show you this? I probably did. Yeah, this is anticlimactic, and I feel very sorry. Yeah, if I didn't show it before, I'm probably going to get yelled at by, I wouldn't say 1,000 people, because 1,000 people don't watch this show, but oh well. Let's move onwards to something. You know what I was actually going to get? Something that will help. It's not called Forcesium, though I could call it Forcesium. Yes, let's grab our Forcesium. Force Gem. Not as climactic sounding, if you catch my drift. Where are you? Where are you? Ah, here you are, diamonds. We're going to gather some diamonds as well as I think we have some gas tiers ready, willing, and possibly able, or are we going to have to do a bunch of gas hunting? Let's see. Haha! Nope. 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 And not likely to be in any of those. And there is a very slim likelihood, of course not. You know, cry me a river. Where are my... Of course, they're probably in my researching drawer. Yes, 9 gas tiers. Actually, that's probably enough. And will last me for 4 of what we're going to be working on. So, here, we're going to need a few things. Number 1, throwing the force gems into a squeezer to squeeze the essence out of them. Second, we're going to need to arrange all of this into a figure of dementia. Let's see, that. We're gonna need soul sand, aren't we? Yes, we are, and we probably have soul sand somewhere. Soul sand, I want your soul. Ba 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 ba. Eight pieces, eh? Guess that's gonna have to do. Actually, that will be good for 2, right? Yeah, two works, two works. Okay, now you're probably wondering what the heck this maniac is actually attempting to make. Honestly, it's probably going to be a little too difficult to explain without me making it. So these are inert cores. We're going to have to grab them before we can actually do anything with them. But once we craft it, you'll be able to see what we have. Now, these are nerd cores, as I said before, and they are going to be very useful in a few endeavors that we're going to, well, need to endeavor. Let's see, we're going to need to get our force wand back. Here we are. And drop these down and right-click them. No? Okay, let's see. Right! Nope. Okay, I think we actually have to heat these up. Let's see, are there any uses of you? Inert core, activate. Dang. I wonder, if we throw this in a furnace, what happens? I'm probably going to have to buckle down and ask someone. Haha! Activate. Fudge. Okay, one moment. Well, that was a glorious waste of time and effort. Just to see that that doesn't really work at all. Okay, so now what I actually believed was happen was that these inert cores, Poppy I believe told me this, that I can right click with a force rod on inert cores, and what would happen is that I could get something called bottled wither, which I can then proceed to use to summon the wither. Now obviously that has not happened, but I suppose it's probably best to not just wither away wondering what the heck is happening, and instead try to invest in something a little more constructive, like getting some wither skeleton's head. Actually, Red Boss. Red Boss, Red Boss, Red Boss. If I remember correctly, Red Boss has some wither skeletons set up that I might be able to use. Let's see, where is that? This is Red Boss's lair. It's quite actually advanced. Ah, here we go. Here is his skeleton farm, and I believe it's in the Nether. Yes, it is. Brains! Brains, brains, brains. And what I think I'm gonna do... No, actually, it's doing it for it. I don't think this actually gives any sort of wither skeleton stuff, though. You know what I mean. I'm gonna go out, farm some more actual heads, maybe put my own head together and figure out what to do. And then once I get everything going, I think we're going to go and try to summon the Wither and actually do something a little more productive this episode. Me talking about productivity. I make myself laugh sometimes. Ooh, bone! Ooh, yeah, is this Natura or is it Biomes of Plenty? These are giant colossal bones. Get away from me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, so these are colossal bones that are actually added by, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Biomes of Plenty, and if we look at it, we can get 12 bone meal from going for the larger bits, but also smaller quantities for the smaller ones. Okay, get away, Goofy. I don't have a bone to pick with you. See, I placed it back. See? See? I mean, like, it's attacking me for no good reason. And, of course, I miss. Ha! Ah, you have to move. Of course, it's like... Okay. Okay, I gotta look at that in a second. Because something tells me that doesn't... Okay, get away from me. Get away. Mega Cube Base? That's very odd. And this is osmium? Yep, osmium, no point going for it. Okay, so this seems like something that... Yeah, this seems like an Ars construct that must have been thoroughly messed up somehow. But an interesting thing about this Ars construct is... I cannot place anything here, which is kind of a bummer, really. Yeah. So, let's see. How do we get into this thing? How do we get into this? We can't use a lever. And there's no way to get in Except if we use the power of magic and our imagination, we can teleport about 5 meters away from its face. Okay, here we are. We're in. And let's go get that. Frozen Path, Bound Sword, Featherfall. In other words, not stuff that we really overall need. Uh, use. And, you know what? I'm just a jerk. Take that, cobblestone. Yeah, the cobblestone's really shaking in fear now. It's like creating. It's like a creationist. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm just running around along. I was like, these Oz magic buildings are everywhere. Apparently, Size thinks that my area was like an Ars magic structure. Get away. Ooh, that was a good shot. And that was a good shot. Okay. So we wasted stuff on those inert cores for nothing pretty much. Nothing, nada, zilch, zippo, and cactus. Yeah, we wasted it for cactus. That's very helpful. And, you know, I'm not much of a critic for other mods. It's nice when Biomes Aplenty or other places add stuff to the Nether experience. And yeah, I kind of like seeing new content, but some things just don't really fit. This seems a little too green for the Nether, I find. Is that pig iron? I think that's pig iron. Nope, that's regular iron. Yeah, that's regular iron. Shame, I thought I struck steel, which is a little hard to do, especially when you have a pick and it kind of makes like a pinging sound, like dang, dang, dang. Anyways, I'm not too sure about seeing foliage of this sort of unholistic way of things. And I think that's actually dirt. That is dirt? Yep, that's dirt. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not too sure if it really fits, but hey, maybe other people think it really fits and that I'm a colossal waste of space, but that's other people's opinions. Not my opinion, other people's opinions. And if I were to change my opinion for other people's opinions, I don't know. I wouldn't be that opinionated, would I? Opinions. If only I could lay down my opinions for the greater opinion of all mankind. Ha! I am really sucky today, aren't I? Well, I'm probably really sucky all days. Let's see. Remove. Nope. Actually, it doesn't burn. Huh. Good. What was I doing? Yeah, looking for wither skeleton heads. Good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and be frank right here. It's just a little trying to kill the nether wither. Yeah, the wither nether. The nether wither nether wither. Oh my goodness. I am already borking it up and it hasn't been 20 seconds. Well, I wouldn't exactly say that's a record for me, so I guess I'll carry onward. So we have a developmentary build for Tinker's Construct, and it includes this thing, which is called the Tool Forge. Now, it's a completely upgraded tool station. If we look at the Tool Forge right here, it's a bit expensive. It has a block of 4 blocks of iron for the recipe, and if we look, 4 blocks of iron, 3 seared brick, and a tool station. What it does allow us to do, however, is make a bunch of different items. So it gives us a hammer, a lumber axe, an excavator, a scythe, a cleaver, and a battle axe, which looks quite interesting. So it requires a few different things. I'm gonna see, does Velo have all the stuff? Large plate pattern requires an 8 material cost. Hammerhead pattern also requires 8, whereas the other stuff doesn't require much at all. This tough binding only is 3, and there's also a bunch of other stuff. If we were to look at the lumber axe, for instance, it looks like it needs some sort of sturdy rod or something, which I'm sure Velo has it somewhere. But there's also the broad axe pattern. But basically, it's the next version needed for, well, the next parts that we're going to need for the Tinker's Construct stuff. Now, all of these have very interesting effects. For instance, the words way, use them. The scythe, for instance, it's a broad reaping tool, and it's a 3x3x3 area of effect. That's right, these tools have an area of effect attributed to them, and all of them do, in fact. So we have a digging tool, we have a lumber axe, can fall trees, so it's pretty much a weak version of the tree what is it? The tree capacitor? No, tree capitator. That's it, tree capitator. And there's also the cleaver, which has a very high damage. In fact, I believe it's the highest damage you can possibly get on a weapon, but it's very difficult to wield. The reason is, whereas my Blade of Icarus, for instance, I go like this, and I can attack like this. However, the cleaver goes voom, 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 which is quite interesting. So what we're going to want to do next time is go and take a look at this stuff and try to get as much as we possibly can and develop as much as we possibly can and see what we can figure out with all this new Tinker's Construct stuff, because frankly it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to have to tell Velo this, too high ceilings, not my thing. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Resonance Rises. Bugger. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.